Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick and welcome back to GreedFall, where last time I said I was going to go to town so I could sell off my things, but I don't believe that's actually possible for me at the moment. Also, I clearly have not gone to this camp area, which is extremely close to where I'm at, and I am not entirely sure why I ignored it so long. I feel as though I'm being roped in. There are places where I should be able to jump down from a ledge, and it is just denying me access to it. So I figured it had to be something to do with the weight, that I was carrying too much inventory. So I just got rid of a bunch of stuff. But that didn't work either, and as you can see, I can't actually travel. So yeah, I'm being roped into the plot, which means I can only go towards these ruins that the game wants me to explore. The open world has closed itself off. At least until this main quest is done.
Look, there are some images on these walls. Let's get closer.
Closer to this building? Or are we talking... Oh, nope, we're talking about the other side.
This is the first time I've seen these drawings so closely. You have never come here.
You certainly seem to know the place.
This site is sacred and taboo. Everyone knows where it is, but no one ever comes here. All these colors are so beautiful. I never would have imagined that they could create something so delicate.
Who are you talking about?
Of those
Who?
built these lodges,
What are you talking about?
that my ancestors vanquished in a past war.
You know who they were?
I only know the legend of the Kid and the Daigers.
I'm listening.
It is said our people lived peacefully until the men appeared from the sea, intent on making our lands their own. They dug great caverns into the earth, ripped down our forests, destroying everything in their wake. They were evil. The warriors killed so many people that even their own people came to fear them. Here they built a terrible city that spewed out clouds of cinder and death. Our kings and queens were desperate. They went to the heart of our island, and the island heard them. From the woods appeared the first guardian. He was taller than a city, and with each step it smashed a lodging. It was a guardian of Rat, and the city could not resist him. Since then, the earth answers our call for magic, and in exchange, we become Almanawi, in keeping with the pacts our kings and queens once made.
It is a very sad and terrible legend. I wonder who these people from the sea could have been. A people from the continent, no doubt. Our Malachor might well be the cursed result of that war from another age. We have nothing more nor anyone else to find here. I must report all we've learned to Constantine.
But, like... Wasn't the Malachor a more recent thing? Like, this was talking about something ages ago. Like, I feel like there's a jump in logic being presented here. Oh, talk to her first? A jump in logic in regards to, like, something that happened ages ago to affecting something that's happening now. But I suppose you just have to accept it.
My mother is still held in this outpost near Vegigedor. I must do everything I can to free her from the lion's claws. So will you accompany me?
Yes.
We will do everything we can to free her. Do not worry. Let's go.
All right, so now I can go to this Alliance outpost, which is north and then to the east. Okay. All right, so the Bridge Alliance had attacked Siora's mother's group. Let's see if we can... Are we here to talk our way out of it?
Halt! Who goes there?
Desardet. I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
Oh, well, you can come in, Your Excellency. But this savage, on the other hand...
Am I the one you call a savage, Renaigse?
This young lady is the princess of her people, and she is with me. As such, I would appreciate if you let us through.
Very well, Your Excellency. Please go and find the captain. I'd feel better knowing that he gave you his endorsement.
Well, I'm glad I'm here to make you feel better. That's why I'm here. All right, Captain.
Well, who are you?
Desardet, legate of
How
the
many
merchant
times does
congregation.
Desardet have to introduce herself throughout this entire game? What happened to the Queen?
Allow me to introduce Siora, the daughter of Queen Bladnid, whom you faced on the battlefield. We understand that you brought her mother here, and I would like to negotiate her liberation.
A liberation? That'll prove difficult. She's dead.
No! You let her die! You may even have finished her off like an agonizing animal!
Well, we didn't need to. When we collected her up from the battlefield, she was severely wounded. She died on the way to the camp.
I want to see her body, on Almanawi. Please. I must see her.
Can we see her, Captain?
If you're the one who's asking, Your Excellency, it should be possible. You're in luck. We were thinking about getting rid of it, but we received the order to keep her body. It's still at the infirmary. Ask the doctor. He'll show it to you.
Thank you, Captain. Siora, I'm terribly sorry.
Let's go see her now. I need to.
I'm sorry, pretty flower. I really am.
The infirmary must be the building on the right, near the camp entrance. Let's go.
So what does that mean for Siora's relationship with, like, the tribe's relationship to the Bridge Alliance? You. Give me answers.
Are you looking for a doctor?
I'm the legate of the congregation, and this is Siora, the daughter of the queen whose remains you are keeping.
I would like to see her. I need to see her. Please.
My condolences, madam. The body of your mother is back there, in the room on the left.
Okay. In the room on the left? Is that what he said? Because we're still in the same room.
I should give you some privacy while you are mourning. We won't be far.
And de varstir tu mater. Men sida denon mil frichteman. I must take her with me on Almanawi. We must perform the rituals.
The captain said that he was instructed to keep her body. It will not be easy to convince him to disobey.
I do not care about the captain's orders. She is my mother. She must be given back to the earth.
So, let's go back to see the captain and try to make him change his mind.
You can try, but with all due respect, I doubt that you will succeed. He will not want to draw attention to himself by disobeying this order.
What do you mean?
I believe he is a traitor, and that he made a deal with Telemi.
Those are some serious accusations, even for a member of the Guard. Why would you believe such a thing?
I overheard a conversation that got me thinking, and I also saw certain documents.
We could use them to pressure him. Did you take them?
No, that would be too risky. I do not want to get into trouble. But I suppose they would still be amongst his other belongings.
Will they let us rummage through this place without protesting?
Most of the guards returned to Hikmet after the battle was over. If you are discreet, you should be able to enter the officer's building.
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
Shouldn't you ask the captain first? Maybe he'll change his mind.
You're right. Let's try talking to him before rummaging through the camp.
That does not sound like a bad idea. Especially with my charisma.
Your Excellency, what do you want?
I would like to claim the Queen's body.
We would like to retrieve the remains of the Queen. Bring her back to her people and her family.
That will not be possible, Your Excellency. As I told you, the Governor specifically asked us to keep her. He wants her delivered to one of his scholars who wanted to study her.
Okay, let's try convincing you.
You have lost a lot of men in this battle. How would you feel if someone prevented you from giving them a proper burial? If you knew that their corpses were going to be given to some scholars to be dissected, wouldn't you want to have them back?
You have a way with words, Your Excellency. Yes, I would like to give them a proper grave. Take her with you. I'll find an excuse to give the Governor's men when they come.
Thank you, Captain. There. We managed to convince him.
All right.
We'll be able to bring the body of your mother back to your village.
Then let's go. I am eager to reunite with Isolde and talk to her.
And that is something I appreciate. That's something that I think you would expect out of a game that gives you, that wants to offer you open choices. Because there's a little bit too often in this game where, oh, I have to go somewhere else. All the way back down there. Okay, that's fine. We'll find a nearby campfire, which is not exactly nearby, but that is also fine. But like, yeah, there are... Oh, thank you. Go directly to the village. Yeah, there are a few places where, for example, at the beginning of the game when you have to get these boxes on the ships, the only option you're given is through stealth and trickery. Like, the fact that I'm given both that option as well as the option to do the stealthy route, to do the blackmail route. I'm either charismatic enough to talk him into it, or I'm careful enough that I can sneak my way around. I'm given those two options. It's not based on necessarily... Like, it doesn't kind of force me towards one route and say, hey, you have to sneak, but there's a few routes to do the sneaking.
Isolde. Our mother. I know, Siora. And the worst here say.
So who's the queen now? Is it Siora or Esmeld?
Remains here.
Isolde.
They said that it was thanks to you. And the Renagze legend. Thank you. We will be able to pay homage to our mother. Why are there mind shakers here, Isolde? I meant to tell you about it. They came saying that our mother had made an agreement with Teleme. But Mater did not tell me about it. She didn't say anything to me either. I do not like this, Isolde. These people want to drive us away from the land. I know. But we need help after the defeat. And they say that she made a promise set in stone. The spirits of the people of our village would have to go to the light, and in exchange they'd help us against the lions. This is impossible. Mater would never have done such a thing. They are lying, I'm certain of it. They may be. But if there really is a promise set in stone, we cannot break it. And we will have to bury our mother according to their rituals.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah,
I will not stand there while these mind shakers take our village.
like I was going to say, if there's... You can't have something set in stone, but also only be a verbal agreement. It doesn't work like that. So wait, are we done here?
Siora, Asir, always with your new friends. Bertir to Madiseld, I'm happy to see you. What do you want?
Nothing, I guess.
Thanks. Goodbye, Izeld.
All right, I guess we're done here. For now. I'm sure it does say, like, progress to the main quest. So for now, the next thing we can do is we can go talk to Constantine. About the ancient ruins we have found. And I'm also going to sell my excess inventory. Hey, cousin! It's me! Your cousin! Would you like to go bowling?
Happy to see you, my dear.
You really don't look well. Have you not yet seen a doctor?
No, it's nothing. You know that I've always had a weak stomach. My nausea will leave me eventually. You wanted to tell me something?
Yeah, here's the outcome of that fight we were in.
We were not able, alas, to stop the clash between the forces of the Alliance and Siora's clan. We arrived at the village and battlefield too late. The Queen fell.
I'm extremely sorry for your loss, Princess.
Thank you. My sister survived, fortunately, and we are recovering from this tragedy together. But our clan was extremely weakened by this battle and by recent events.
We shall keep a close eye on the Bridge Alliance and their undertakings. Rest assured.
You should know that the battle took place in the middle of ancient ruins. The ruins were quite strange. We discovered a fresco that I am certain was crafted by continental hands.
Really? And how ancient are these ruins? Could they date back to the first landings of the Bridge Alliance?
They date much farther back than their arrival would explain. My mother and my grandmother have always known them.
Siora told me of a legend that spoke of them. About a people from the sea that were vanquished there.
Do you think it was the Norts?
It is not our custom to found a landlocked settlement. We have our islands, and it is enough for us.
If they are ancient, perhaps your people once practiced older customs. This story is troubling, but it reminds me of something that I once read in the reports of Lady Morange. You should go and find her. Perhaps she could tell us more about them.
Very well.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
I'm going to leave now. Goodbye, Constantine.
Look out for yourself.
And I guess see a doctor? I'm gonna have to take my character's word that you look unwell because your character model looks exactly the same. All right. What should I do next? Should I go look? Let's take a look at our options. Let's go for the expedition, actually, because I think an ancient secret is the next set of quests. No. Let's go to the arena and see if we're tough enough to take on the last group of bad guys. I made that sound way more exciting than it actually is. All right, now, in theory, I'll do better. Because for one, I have the big stasis ability, which will stasis everybody. And it's only dependent on my, my fury. So I will always be able to, if I get a hit in, once in a while, it'll eventually build up. Ah, but there's still Skull. Nope, why do I have this weapon out? Ooh. Oh my. Oh, let's get away. Storm. And healing again. If you say so. Ah. Out of mana, that's fine. But he's out of armor. Oh, ow. You know, that's fine. Cause I can now do Storm again. He's stunned. What are you? All right, let's save our game. As is our custom. This is just one guy, though. So whatever level he is, which is probably tougher than... Maniman? And then heal. We want to get rid of his armor. So that my companions can actually do something useful. Ooh, this is a great place for him to be stasis. Like way up in the sky. Oh, that didn't work, I guess, for some reason. Oh, that does not work against him, I guess. All right, now he's got no more armor. So my companions can actually do something. Nope. Ow. He's got a nice wide attack. Which like hits everything in a good like 270-degree radius. It seems. Yeah, like it does like almost complete full circle around himself. Yeah. Which I think is a load, but that's okay. As long as I... Let's try Storm again. Okay, yeah, it does hit him, but it does not last for long. That's fine. Nah. Yeah, let's stasis you again. All right. Ah, that was bad timing on my part. That's fine. All right, we've almost got it. Let's see, how is this as an attack on you? It works well enough. Okay, so I suppose this Storm hasn't completely... Oh, son of a... Hasn't completely replaced my L2 attack. Ah. Nope. Yeah, his huge sweeping attack is way... Like, the arc is huge. And there he goes!
Fantastic! You are now a champion of the arena. I must say that this is the first time I've ever seen such a young team leader win the title. Allow me to give you this. The prize awarded to champions.
Thank you.
Ooh, Broadsword of the Deceased King. That sounds pretty awesome.
I need to get going.
Huh. A pity. Well, come back again soon.
I will not be coming back. Ever. I'm already champion of this arena. I probably should attach this broadsword to somebody. And see if it's actually any good. Also, I'm kind of surprised that those enemies were still marked as skulls. Oh my gosh. Where did my broadsword go? I am confused. All right. Okay, so I have the sword on me, but it requires way more agility that I can use, so I'm going to put it in the chest.
We want to find this expedition.
All right, that seems fair. I've already been to said vantage point. As I have already explored this area, but that is A-okay. Because in theory, this means I don't have to worry about... Oh, never mind. I guess I do have to worry about random battles.
Things are about to get dicey.
Oh my, and there's a whole bunch of these guys right over there. Well, let's not worry about them. Although I do need to level up. I still need to hit level 21 so that I can upgrade my science, so that I can mix a potion, so I can continue that other quest with the demon.
Over there. Tents. This must be the expedition's camp.
A camp here, in the open wind. It was definitely set up by scholars.
Signs of combat. They were attacked. By the look of the tents and the campfire, it dates back several days. It seems that they were taken prisoner. I don't see any bodies. No weapon leaves this sort of marking. Perhaps they're wielding magic.
Yes. It is the art of the Donner.
All right.
One of the Valley clans was here.
Would you know which one?
One who fights against the invasion of the peoples from your island. I can be sure of nothing more.
Why would they attack scholars? They are not warriors.
They come here as conquerors. This is enough. But they were not killed. Warriors would have been.
All right. That was an extreme vague answer at the beginning, but
looks like
you cleared up at
scientific
least a slight amount.
This must be the Lost Expedition's campsite.
Okay, we've deduced that already. Good job, Sherlock. You know, I don't think that phrase is ever meant to be a compliment. Like, Sherlock Holmes is the brilliant detective. But I don't think I've ever heard that phrase like somebody referring to somebody as Sherlock-like, as to say like, wow, you were pretty brilliant, good job. Like, it's always meant to be more like, of course, that's the obvious answer. Great process of deduction. This globular root has a dense and firm texture. The smell that emerges from it strong is vigorous. I have observed several animals consuming it without any noticeable effect, hence it is likely to be edible. Our distillation in the laboratory should be more conclusive. Afra has decided to move her tent further away. She says that our constant cackling prevents her from focusing. This young woman is talented, but I understand why her master dismissed her. She has a bad temper. Of course. This species of bird is heavily represented in the valley. They have proven to be incredibly curious. They come so close to us that we could touch them. The natives must not hunt them, otherwise they'd be more prudent. And yet, their flesh is exquisite. It must be related to their beliefs. This naive people may consider them to be sacred.
This looks like the journal of a naturalist. There are sketches of flora and fauna. There is no doubt. We are definitely on the trail of the lost expedition. It seems that one of the team kept a distance from the others. Let's see what we can discover. A trail of blood. That cannot be good. Follow it.
Okay, yeah, I am actually going in the right path. Yeah. You can all sit this one out. Oh. You got stuck behind a tree. All right, so somewhere around here there is the Trail of the Naturalist. She had moved her cabin. Oh, there it is.
Here's the isolated camp mentioned in the journal. Everything is in order, but the inhabitants are no longer here. Its position would have allowed them to escape the attack.
Isolated. Discreet. Perfect visibility. Great choice.
So I don't have the key or the means of lockpicking. Let's see if there is any other trace of the naturalist that we can find. Oh, like a dead body over there. I guess they didn't get that far away.
A corpse. The clothes cannot be mistaken. It is a scholar of the Bridge Alliance. From the looks of him, I would say he has been dead for days, as we already thought. This isn't the woman whose journal we found. There is still a chance that she remains alive.
This man traded his life for all the suffering of my people.
He was only a scholar, a sage, not a warrior on the battlefield.
Do you think my people see a difference when bridgemen steal our people from their beds? From who do you think all the clans hide dead children?
This man was unarmed. And from the position of his body, I would say he was fleeing. It is not honor that motivates them. Maybe it was vengeance.
I'll search the body. We might find something to help us understand.
Like a key? A key! Cue the imminent no shit Sherlock. What else was gonna be on him? Alright, let's see what's in the chest, though. Nah. A diary of a certain Afra. We set up a small camp in the hollow of the valley we wished to study. The flora in this place is incredibly luxuriant. The island is the only place where so many different species can be found next to one another. With so many varieties, we are bound to find an antidote to the Malachor. This plant, with its blue efflorescence and jagged leaves, is unlike any plant I have knowledge of. I will have to lead some experiments to determine if it contains active essences. It is a shame that we cannot exchange with the natives. They must know the properties of all these plants, but the soldiers warned us. They told us that we shouldn't trust the islanders. Apparently, they are very aggressive in this region. Our arrival in this valley did not go unnoticed. I feel as if we're being observed, most likely by the islanders. I hope that they understand that we are not here to fight, but merely to catalog the flora. The impression of being observed is becoming increasingly ominous. They are very close. I can feel it. I'm afraid we should expect an attack. We have so few weapons and my colleagues are barely capable of defending themselves. I'm certain that we are being observed from the swamp. If they attack us, this is where they will most likely come from. I have tried to warn my companions to tell them to be more discreet, but they refuse to listen. Why did the group of scholars go out without protection to an area that they know is dangerous?
It is a journal, that of a woman from the expedition. A certain Afra. She speaks of their research and relates here that she felt watched. She feared an attack was brewing. I believe she was right. The writing stops in mid-sentence.
A woman with sharp eyes. They might have saved her life.
We must follow the tracks of the attack. They will surely lead us to the party of intrepid scholars.
This woman was right to fear the Donea Exregao. They must have followed this path coming from the swamp. This is where we should go if we want to find these lion scholars.
Alright, I think I'm going to stop here for the night. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.